gentlemen, and welcome to GR News. I'm your lead anchor, Emily Sanders.
Welcome, and I'm your co-anchor, Amanda Davidoff.
We have breaking news about a tragic event that occurred on the set of Rust, starring Alec Baldwin. Live on the scene is Drew Bruno to tell us more about the fatal disaster.
Thank you, Emily. On Thursday, October 21st, tragedy struck as Alex Baldwin's prop gun accidentally discharged, killing 42-year-old Helena Hutchins and injuring 48-year-old director Joel Souza. Helena was immediately lifted by helicopter to the nearest medical center, which was the University of New Mexico. Helena was unfortunately pronounced dead. Joel was transported to St. Vincent's Regional Medical Center in Santa Fe. His condition is still currently unknown. Directly after the incident happened, Baldwin was seen going around to each person at the set, asking how he could have been giving a hot gun, which is a gun with real live ammunition in it. The film set immediately went into lockdown. The members of this production were distraught by their loss of Helena. The detectives right now are currently investigating how and what type of projectile was shot from the gun. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Drew. And now in local news, a tragedy happened right here in Glen Rock, New Jersey, as a man pulled a knife on a train right in our town. Here's Connor on the scene.
Thank you, Amanda. 49-year-old Keith Toussaint of the Bronx threatened a train conductor with a knife after being asked to wear a mask. After running from the Glen Rock police, he ran into a house, and finally, after an hour standoff, officers were able to negotiate with him and convince him to surrender peacefully. The suspect was charged with aggravated assault against a transportation worker, terroristic threats, and weapon possessed. Toussaint was charged under state law protecting frontline transportation workers. If convicted, he faces 5 years in prison and a $15,000 fine. There are no injuries. Now back to Emily in the studio.
Thank you, Connor. Amanda, that's not the only heartbreaking news that happened. There was one Glen Rock man found dead in an ocean in New Jersey. Live on the scene is Claire Dalton.
Thank you, Emily and Amanda. I'm Claire Dalton, live at the scene where the body of Kareem Alston, a 26-year-old man from Glen Rock, was found off the waters of Ocean County on Thursday. He was reported missing on Monday with his family. Discovered he had not arrived at his job at Home Depot in Patterson. Alston told his family he was getting gas and then going to work. The police tracked his car to Seaside Heights. According to the Coast Guard, his body was found wearing full scuba equipment 2 miles off the Island Beach State Park in Barney Lake. His death is still being investigated, and the Ocean County Medical Examiner's Office conducted an autopsy. In related news, just 2 days after Alston was reported missing, his cousin, Jaheim Keith Alston, was shot to death in Patterson. The 19-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. Back to you, Emily and Amanda.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in GR News.
Stay safe and have a good night.
Stay tuned for the all-new Glen Rock Middle School Cupcake Wars starring Miss Samad, Middle School Consumer Science teacher.